The Jackson family spent decades establishing itself as the pop royalty of Hollywood. The woman behind it all? Katherine Jackson, matriarch of the Jackson family. But when your family is catapulted into the position of celebrity royalty, life can change a lot in good ways, and it can change in ways that drive a rift directly into your family. Today, let's explore the life of a Hollywood legend, whose family wouldn't exist the way it is without them. Katherine Jackson served as the backbone of her family when her husband Joe Jackson was working hard to establish the family name in the music industry. She did a lot more behind the scenes to keep the family afloat that people give her credit for, and she played a pivotal part in shaping the image of the Jackson family that came to be. In the middle of all of this, she had secret passions of her own that she had to abandon to make sure her children could reach their own goals. After decades of supporting and uplifting their careers, she has amassed an unbelievable net worth of $100 million as the matriarch of the Jackson family. To date, $55 million has been awarded to her by the Michael Jackson estate. But how did she come about such wealth, and how has this dramatic change in the family's tax bracket affected their relationships with one another? You'll just have to stick around to find out. Katherine Jackson was born on May 4, 1930, in Barber County, Alabama. Katherine was born into a modest family in the segregated South during a time of significant racial inequality. She grew up in a close-knit community where hard work and family values were paramount. She wanted to be a country singer, but the fact that there were no famous black country singers discouraged her from the industry. In high school, she was a part of a band. At the age of 17, Katherine met Joseph Jackson, a steel mill worker and aspiring musician. Jackson had already married once, but they started dating after he got an annulment for his marriage. They married at 1949 and started a family together in Gary, Indiana. Despite facing financial challenges, Katherine and Joseph were committed to providing a stable and nurturing environment for their growing family. And their family was definitely growing. Between 1950, when they first bought their two-bedroom townhouse on Jackson Street, and the year 1966, they had 10 children. This includes Maureen, Sigmund, Toriano, Jermaine, Latoya, Marlon, Michael, Stephen, and Randall. However, their son Brandon passed away a few hours after birth. While Joe was front and center in managing the musical careers of their children, Katherine was right there next to him, making it all work. Before they had their children, they would sing together as Joe played the guitar, and even when she had to start working part-time to help support her family, she still played the clarinet and piano on the side. Her love for music had never left her, and that would be part of how she influenced how her children perceived music too. Katherine Jackson played a pivotal role in nurturing her children's musical talents from an early age. She recognized their potential and encouraged their interest in music by fostering a creative and supportive home environment. She would catch Michael dancing to the beat of the washing machine and find Tito playing with his father's guitar when he wasn't home. When he broke a string on the guitar, they had it fixed and gave him a proper chance to play for them. This course of events is how the Jackson 5 came to be. Not all heroes of Black Hollywood are stars themselves. Click the subscribe button and notification bell to see behind the scenes of the greatest stars Black Hollywood has ever known. She managed the household while Joseph focused on managing the Jackson 5, navigating their early career in the music industry. She designed and sewed all of their stage outfits and got their shoes from the Salvation Army. She made sure they were ready for every show in every way they needed to be, and got them all styled up to look perfect on stage. She did all this while managing all of the other children in the family and ensuring that everyone's specific needs were met. This characteristic is what specifically endeared her to her son, Michael. He constantly credited her as being the person who gave him his musical talents and he believed it was the fact that she was a talented musician in her own right that inspired him on his way to becoming a musician. As the matriarch, she provided emotional support and guidance during their journey to stardom. Without her keeping all the things in the background in check, the musical family we now know them would not exist today. Under Katherine's watchful eye, the Jackson 5 rose to international fame in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Throughout her life, Katherine Jackson faced numerous challenges, both personal and professional. She endured periods of financial hardship, the demands of raising 9 children, and the pressures of maintaining a stable family life amid the spotlight of fame. In 1985, Essence honored her as Mother of the Year for her undying support of her family. All of Katherine's children adore and admire her as a mother. It was the most central role she played in their lives. Michael referred to her as a saint. In one instance, she called Michael and told him in passing that she would like a luxury motorhome, and he immediately had one delivered to her. Michael was always revered as an admirable philanthropist, and most people assumed it was purely out of the kindness of his heart. While this may have also been the case, his mom's teachings about caring for the less fortunate and loving thy neighbor were a much larger influence on his conduct once he could afford to really put a financial dent in any cause he dedicated himself to. Katherine happens to be the only member of the Jackson family, upon which every other member can agree is nearly perfect. For only a brief moment, LaToya believed that her mother was abusive and wanted to be completely separated from her. It turned out that her abusive husband and manager at the time had manipulated her into believing her mother was somehow abusive. After the end of the marriage, she went out of her way to heal and rebuild her relationship with her mother. Since the success of her children in the music industry after decades of supporting them, her life has completely changed due to their financial support. Let's take a look at just how much her life changed. So how does the matriarch of the Jackson family live? Katherine went from a regular middle-class family, working hard to make her children stars, to living without a worry in the world, but soon that security would make her a prime target of conflict in the family. The Jackson family has always believed in taking care of their elders, and this was especially true for the more successful members of the family, who made sure that their mom was always taken care of and never had to worry about anything. In fact, after most of them experienced financial success and a boost in fame, their mom saw a proportional increase in the quality of her lifestyle. However, Katherine has been savvy herself in the years since her family first saw great success. She leveraged their fame and her intimate knowledge of the family to write multiple books. In My Family, the Jackson, she takes specific care to talk about Michael, Janet, LaToya, and the Jackson 5. The children people wanted to hear about. The money from her being the author of the book helped her establish an income of her own. In 2010, she wrote Never Say Goodbye, her own untold story, and it was released within a year of her son's passing. The cover of the book is of Michael on stage in his most recognizable outfit. The majority of it is dedicated to providing greater detail about Michael's upbringing and the role she played in his life. Besides her other novels, she's also collaborated on multiple film and television projects about her family, herself, and her children specifically. Katherine lives in grace and class. She always looks elegant and dresses in the finest luxury clothes while still keeping it classy. As a Jehovah's Witness, she has always been a fan of modest dress. But modesty certainly doesn't mean cheap to her. In recent years, she has donned the same style of custom long dress and blazer with a set of peels that comes with matching pearl earrings. This seemingly modest outfit conceals her extravagant wealth in a timeless and classy way. Unlike most inconceivable wealthy celebrities, she chooses not to flaunt her wealth. As the old saying goes, familiarity breeds contempt, and in the case of the Jackson family, money sometimes got in the way of their bond. This tension became especially palpable once Michael Jackson's will was read to the family. Michael has always loved his mother and taken good care of her. They were quite close and had a really good relationship. And from the looks of his will, it seems he preferred her after almost the entire rest of his family. When Michael's will was stated, 5 of his siblings, including Jermaine and Janet, wrote a full letter claiming that the will was entirely fake because it wasn't possible that Michael would only name his mother and his children in the whole will. They also claimed that the executors of the will, John Branca and John McClain, were manipulating Katherine Jackson by giving her a fake will so that they could later take full control of Michael's estate. Randy Jackson said the letter wasn't about the money at all, but about family, because the will was being used to turn everyone against each other. But an important thing to note is that over the past decades, it doesn't appear that Branca and McClain have abused Michael's estate at all. In fact, at the time of Michael's death in 2009, his estate was in debt to the tune of nearly $500 million. Over the years, they've made a miraculous turnaround by smartly selling off some assets and holding some to make sure the beneficiaries of the estate can actually benefit from it. In the most recent conflict, the estate of Michael Jackson sold 50% of his music assets to Sony for $600 million. Katherine and her legal counsel argued that they should be held in contempt for closing the deal because she had yet to make a decision on the matter. When Katherine's lawyers asked them why they closed the deal without her permission, they received no response. According to Michael's will, even though the beneficiaries are entitled to certain amounts, his executors have complete authority to take any action they wish when it comes to managing Jackson's estate, and so the claim of contempt was denied by the judge. In some ways, the family is right that Katherine may have been manipulated by the executors. From the perspective of the public, Katherine being favored in Jackson's will should not have been a surprise to anyone at all. As his values went when he was alive, there's no reason they should change in his will. Michael's values always lay in taking care of his mother as the nurturing force of their family. He was closer to her on an emotional level, and she was the person, besides his children, that he wanted to make sure would be taken care of at the time of his passing. However, this reasoning didn't really fly in the eyes of some of the members of the family. Joe Jackson passed away in June of 2018, and over time this loss may have had an effect on Katherine's health, because later that year she was reported to have also become gravely ill. At the time, Radar Online circulated rumors that she had suffered a stroke and was struggling to speak, whilst also being wheelchair-bound. However, it was later found that she did not have a stroke and only went in for a routine check after some minor concerns about her health. According to the Washington Informer, the moment her health went into question, he, children and grandchildren started rushing about, gunning for the inheritance of her immense wealth. In the grand scope of things, Katherine has experienced a grand lifestyle shift since her children became wealthy. They chose to take care of her, and she's gone from working part-time and scrimping and saving to keep them fed to never having to worry about the price of anything again. That's the life that Michael appears to have wanted for his mother. In 2014, it was revealed that the estate of Michael Jackson had bought a Calabasas mansion for his mother, Katherine, in a highly exclusive gated community. The home was bought for nearly $11 million after she had rented it for nearly $26,000 a month for 4 years. After Michael passed away, she moved into this home with his children and took care of them. After living there for so long, it only made sense that they just bought it. As the main beneficiaries of Michael's will and the only people actually named in it, this was a pretty extravagant purchase that rubbed some members of the Jackson family the wrong way. Let's see if there was anything to be envious of. The Tuscan-style home spans over 12,000 square feet. The home is so large that instead of just stairs, there's an elevator. All of the bedrooms in the house are en suite, of which the home has 8 huge bedrooms. The designer of the home styled after Tuscan Italy, with large arches, plenty of balconies, and hardwood floors for most of the interior. The home sits at the top of the neighborhood hill, overlooking that million-dollar Calabasas view of other extravagant mansions along the road. The amenities of the home include a large swimming pool, a small putting green, a sauna, a home theater, and a library. The library, living room, and the great entrance have fireplaces. In the following years, the home was updated to also include a gym and a game room. The home has multiple walk-in closets and a large storage pantry or wine room in the kitchen. Los Angeles Times described the kitchen of the home as oversized because it almost spans half of the entire room that it's in. The home also came with a 633-square-foot guest house. The home is located in a prestigious neighborhood popular among celebrities. At the time, Kourtney and Khloe Kardashian also purchased a home there, and Justin Bieber had just sold his home in that same neighborhood. The average price of homes in the area is within the multi-million-dollar mark. On July 23rd that year, police were called to the home after Jermaine, Janet, and Randy allegedly attempted to remove Michael's kids, Paris, Prince, and Blanket, from the house. Katherine's lawyer later claimed that they were trying to take Michael's kids somewhere, but they were being aggressive and practically ambushed the children. For a moment, Katherine lost guardianship of the children to TJ Jackson, but upon her return, she headed straight to LA to get them and reinstate herself. What cars can you expect Katherine to be chauffeured around in? Here's a list of some of the extravagant cars that she's been spotted in. Katherine Jackson, matriarch of the iconic Jackson family, is no stranger to luxury and sophistication, as evidenced by her exquisite collection of high-end cars. First on the list is the Porsche Cayenne Turbo, an SUV that seamlessly blends Porsche's legendary performance with the practicality and comfort of a luxury SUV. She was spotted being chauffeured in this car, and the reason is quite clear. With that amount of speed, control, and comfort, it provides a smooth, safe, and luxurious travel experience. Priced at around $130,000, the Cayenne Turbo has a luxurious interior featuring premium leather seats, advanced infotainment systems, and state-of-the-art safety features. Whether navigating city streets or cruising along the highway, the Porsche Cayenne Turbo ensures Katherine travels in style and grace. Next, we have the Cadillac Escalade, the height of American luxury and power. There isn't a single A-list celebrity in Hollywood willing to go without one for very long, and it turns out that Katherine Jackson is no exception to the rule. The car is priced at around $100,000. This is the perfect vehicle for a woman of her class and stature to show up in for important events, and that's exactly where she was seen leaving one. Its advanced driver assistance features and top-tier safety ratings make it an ideal choice for Katherine, ensuring she enjoys a smooth and secure ride wherever she goes. For the most part, the car is built to arrive in style and class, and that's just what she did. Katherine's collection would be incomplete without a Rolls-Royce Phantom, the epitome of automotive luxury and elegance. Even some of the most elite of celebrities can't quite get their hands on one of these. It is by far the most expensive car she's been seen in. The car costs nearly $500,000. This is a car that screams exclusivity in a way that is perhaps a little bit out of character for the Katherine Jackson we've come to know, but some occasions call for it. Finally, no luxury car collection would be complete without a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, a classic of luxury vehicles. The S580 model that she was seen in has a price tag of around $120,000. Its plush interior features high-quality materials, a Burmester 3D surround sound system, and an advanced infotainment system with a stunning OLED touchscreen. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class offers a perfect blend of luxury, innovation, and performance, making it a fitting choice for Katherine. Click on this next video and take an HD look into the life of another Black Hollywood star. Who should we explore next? Comment down below.